1849.
First reading of the ordinance for the levy limit, or the levy, the 2014 levy. Are there any questions about the language? I think I tried to, in the summary, I tried to explain how there will be an increase of $30,572 based on no increase of last year's levy, but the increase is due to the valuation of the city increasing, and what was the other? Oh yeah, and new construction. Those are the two. And I have spoken with the Department of Assessors and run everything by them, and we're good. And the verbiage I put into the ordinance specifically in the fourth paragraph basically says that even if we have a number such as we do there for 800 and where is it, 861,000, that we'll go up to 892, and that's okay with this ordinance. So it's open-ended. We don't have to worry about putting a cap or anything in there.
Questions from council? Council Pleasure?
Well, there's one for another reading, huh? You have to read it. Move to accept it first reading. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Roman. Next item on the agenda, Resolution 2013-077.
I presented this last week at the workshop regarding the amendment for the contract with Parametrics on the Valentine Avenue project. We discussed it in a little more detail at the Public Works meeting last Wednesday night, just to provide a little bit extra detail. There's some information I think that provides where we're at with the cost of the project versus the revenues to be able to offset those costs. And we're right where we need to be, I believe. We've got enough revenue to cover the cost of the project as we understand it. The original right-of-way acquisition was estimated to be about $2.7 million. We've expended $970,000 approximately to date. We've got another $145,000 made as offers to property owners. So we have quite a bit left over from what we thought we were going to expend. We have 10 parcels that we have not actually purchased the right-of-way among 7 owners. However, all 10 parcels, we have possession and use agreements with those property owners, which means we have the right to use the property to go forward with the project, so that will not stop the project from happening. Just means we're still negotiating the price of that right-of-way acquisition. I think that's an important element of this project, and so I thought that was something I wanted to bring a little more detail to. Because we've got a meeting with CURB, who is funding not quite $5 million on this project next week on the 21st at 9 a.m. The Sumner staff and Pacific staff will be present to answer their questions. The CURB staff is supporting our keeping the funding for this project and moving it forward. They recognize that we have made tremendous efforts in moving this project forward and trying to meet the deadlines. I mean, we fell a little bit short, but all in all, we're where we need to be on the overall scheme of things. We're ready to go to construction next year. So that is very positive. We had a utility coordination meeting. To understand the magnitude of what has to go on, Puget Sound Energy has to move poles from the west side of the road to the east side of the road through on the whole Valentine corridor. We've got Comcast and CenturyLink have to move their facilities as well. We have a 16-inch high-pressure gas main on portions of this road, which is sort of, you have to just stay absolutely away from that during the construction. It's amazing what has to be done to make this project work, but we're getting there. And all the signs say that we should be able to be there where we want to be. And so I just wanted to present that information and ask that you authorize the agreement, the amendment to the agreement.
Questions from council? Council's pleasure.
Move to approve resolution 2013-077.
Second.
Councilmember Jones, would you like to speak to your motion?
It's imperative that we continue on. We've got full funding on this project, and we need to finalize the construction designs, all the modifications of the last changes. So I say we just move forward.
Councilmember Steiger.
It's very important we move forward because we are right up against deadlines that we were presented, or even we may be over them a little bit, but we have to be there, or the whole project's going to go away.
Any other comments from council? Comments from the audience?
I have a question. Instead of having
Please come up to the mic and state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Vic Cave, 347 Second Avenue Southeast. I just a question for P.S.C. moving the utility poles from the west side to the east side. Is there any way they could be put underground?
The franchise agreement states that, yes, P.S.C. is more than happy to put the power underground. However, the city's responsible for 60% of that cost. And that's just an added cost that does not make sense on the project at this time.
You said there was some funds, extra funds that we're not using for purchasing property.
That's why the project is within budget, is because we purchased, we didn't have to use as much for right-of-way acquisition, but there were some other elements of the project that increased in cost, so it helped balance those elements out.
Any other comments from the audience? Further comments from council? Roll call of council, please. Councilmember Steiger?
Right.
Councilmember Walker? Aye. Councilmember Geraldine? Aye. Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Thank you. Continuing on, next on the agenda you have is
The ecology grant. Back in late September, early October, we applied for a grant with ecology. This grant they've been giving out since they started the NPDES Phase 2 permit, which requires us to do more control of stormwater. Usually it's a $50,000 grant to help offset the cost to monitor the program and make sure you're fulfilling your requirements. This year they had an additional $120,000 that was available for hiring consultants to do design work on projects. We filled in those applications, we got them back, the paperwork's come back and authorized. I thought we had a resolution earlier this year authorizing the application, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I would like authorization to have the mayor sign this agreement to receive this $170,000. We discussed the design aspect of the $120,000 with Public Works Committee last Wednesday night. What we've laid out is two projects. One project is to design a low-impact retrofit on the parking lot on Milwaukee. Starting in 2016, it's going to be a requirement for any developer in order to do a project to prove that they cannot use low-impact elements in their stormwater design. And I thought it would be great to be able to feature these elements here at City Hall if we can get the funding for the construction, because that way you've got the showcase right out front. People can see what low-impact development really looks like, and then it's practical. With that, you would pull out the pavement that's there, put in pervious pavement of some sort. In the area where you have handicap parking, you can use a different pavement material so that it stands out. And Sean said that actually in some parking lots, they actually have the handicap symbol that is growing grass. It's part of the living element, because most of the time people aren't parked in those spots, so it grows, and it's pretty quick and easy to pull a mower over the top of it and keep it trimmed and looking nice. So I thought that that was a great place for for a portion of this $120,000. The other project is to go through and evaluate different drainage basins. We have 20-plus drainage basins in the city that either discharge to the river or to Milwaukee Ditch on the west side. And most of them are not treated before they discharge. And the day is going to come when we're going to have to treat the stormwater that's discharged into there. And so it's to evaluate which treatment method is going to be best in which basin. Some of them are all residential parking, so they might be treated the same, but if we can get funding for putting two different treatment methods side by side, we may find out which is the most effective, so that we're not wasting time in the future on a treatment system that's really not going to work. And then we have commercial areas where we can have different treatment methods for the stormwater. So that is what we're proposing to use that $120,000, is to design those projects, get reports into ecology. I think the first phase is to have a report, engineering report to the Department of Ecology by the end of January, with a design project ready in August, to then be able to compete for construction funding in September and October. That's basically the project, and they've already offered the money to the city, so it's just nice to have you authorize the acceptance of this money, or we can turn it down.
Do we have to do matching funds, or is it just?
There is no matching fund requirement on this money.
Any other questions from council?
Move to approve the acceptance of the ecology grant.
Would you like to speak to your motion, Councilmember?
No, I think it's, the two proposed designs are well worthy of the opportunity, and the money is available to us, and it is essentially going to be the future requirements for us to take care of it. So if we're going to get the money to do it, let's take advantage of it.
Councilmember Garvin.
100% agree with what John said. If it's free money and we have the ability to go out there and give it a shot, I think it's fantastic opportunity.
Any other comments from council? Comments from the audience? Hearing none, roll call to council, please. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Right?
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Garvin?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey? Okay, next on the agenda is resolution number 2013-078.
Resolution 078 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pacific authorizing the mayor to renew an agreement with Valley Communications for dispatch services for 2014.
Questions from council?
Move to approve resolution 2013 78.
Second.
Okay, Councilmember Steiger, would you like to speak to your motion?
Just a normal, every year formality.
Councilmember Walker? Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Roll call to council, please. Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Garvin?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, resolution number 2013-079.
Resolution 079 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pacific authorizing the purchase of 7 Taser X-26Bs.
Move to approve resolution number 2013-079.
Second?
Okay, Councilmember Walker, would you like to speak to your motion?
Community expense, we talked about this last week, that we're, the existing tasers are reaching end of life, so we need a tool.
And I'm giving a second to Councilmember Garvin to receive more practice.
Thank you.
Do you have a comment?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can just waiting for you. I feel we should move forward with it because I really would like to see that our officers are 100% covered with all of the equipment they need. And after your wonderful explanation last week, I move to approve that they're all replaced and everyone's good to go.
Any other comment from council?
Don't let my wife know you have it.
Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call council, please.
Councilmember Garcia.
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey.
Aye.
Councilmember Jones.
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Resolution number 2013-080.
Okay, this is really a housekeeping type of resolution. We have these job descriptions before you to match the ones in the union contracts, in the union booklet. And we had a couple changes in the department, and so this would enable the two employees that were there from the beginning of the year to slide into the top positions, lead finance tech and finance tech 2, and then we hired the assistant utility billing clerk. And the process of putting together these job descriptions was mostly handled by the people that do the jobs themselves, and then with oversight from me, so that, well, number one, it'd be accurate, match the job title, and we would decrease the out-of-class hours, which have been kind of running off throughout the year, a little bit out of control, I think, so we're trying to get rid of that. So this would do that. Any questions?
Move to approve resolution 2013-080.
Second.
Councilmember Walker?
I think Richard summed it up. This is part of the negotiations that took place the last time we met, not the current union negotiations, but when it was approved, I think it was last year. So it's finally getting around to cleaning up the job descriptions. I think this is what the budget already says, so it's just a matter of housekeeping.
Councilmember Jones?
Like Councilmember Walker stated, that we're way behind on making sure that the job descriptions are in detail and authorized, documented, as approved. So I'm all for it.
Okay, any other comments from council? Comments from the audience? Okay, roll call council.
Councilmember Halsey.
Aye.
Councilmember Jones.
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Garcia.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks, Richard. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Tripped over the
Right
floor.
under it.
Trapped,
Protecting everybody else from?
trapped by your own cord.
Okay, next item on the agenda, consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Any discussion, Councilmember Brooks? Councilmember Walker? All right, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Council will now be convening to executive session to discuss contract negotiations and anticipate some action.
Motion to adjourn to executive.
10 minutes.
Second.
Second, all in favor? All right, we've got 10 minutes in executive session.